Hi, Thomas from Field Tennis. You've probably heard that when you play tennis, you should be somewhat relaxed. But obviously, you must not get to the point where you are all limp. On the other hand, there must be some firmness in your strokes so that you have good control over the ball and your racket head, but you shouldn't be very tight. So how do we combine relaxation with firmness? Before I explain how to combine relaxation and firmness, I want to point out another dilemma, which is rotation and linear. So you've probably heard that when you're hitting your forehands that you should rotate your shoulders. You probably didn't hear so much about rotating your hips, which you should also do, but you should rotate your shoulders. And then on the other hand, you also heard that you should stay with the ball, extend after the ball, have a longer follow through and so on. So rotation is circular and extending is linear. So here's another question: how do we combine rotation or circle and a line? A very simple way to explain how we combine relaxation and some firmness is to just imagine a line. So I put some balls here that kind of defines the line of my body. And so when I'm doing a backswing, everything behind the line here, that's relaxed. So everything behind me is relaxed. And everything in front of the line, at least the first part, is firm. And so that's how I transition from relaxed to firm. So I'm relaxed and now I'm a bit more firm. So why do we need a relaxed part here? So that we can swing. So we want to swing maybe a bit outwards, like I explained in my universal swing video. We also want to swing a bit upwards, so we get some help from gravity. And these swings function only when we are relaxed. If we are tight and we're doing all these moves, then we basically overpower swings. And so we have to let the swings happen, we have to let the leg happen. And so the leg will happen when we are relaxed. We don't want to set the racket. Maybe for beginners, we can set the racket like this. For a bit more advanced players, we want the wrist leg to happen. And so that's what happens here behind this line. So let's say behind my body on the side. That's where this happens. Once I'm coming to the ball, it cannot be completely relaxed again unless I'm doing a really fast topspin shot or you're a very high level player. But if you're not, it's best to think a bit, how do you transition from very relaxed to a bit more firm movement, a bit more firm feeling, because now you need to guide the ball towards the target and you don't want a very wobbly racket head. So here's one, relaxed, and then I'm a bit more firm. I'm relaxed, and now I'm firm. And because I'm relaxed behind here, I'm also building up speed very easily, like just through physics and biomechanics, I'm building up speed rather than me trying to use my muscles to speed up the racket. So once I build up some speed, then I just need to apply some control for direction, height and depth and so on. So another way to look at the strokes is to figure out how to combine rotation and arm extension, directing the ball, staying with the ball and so on. So keep in mind, I'm talking about stroke fundamentals that are most applicable to beginners, intermediate players, recreational tennis players, even advanced players. Even I play like that. I extend my arm most of the times. But once these fundamentals are in place, then we can start to upgrade with the forearm acceleration for faster balls, for more topspin and so on. But if we just talk about basic stroke fundamentals, then it's good to stay with the ball, extend after the ball and so on. And so the players can overdo the stroke in both ways. They can over-rotate. So for example, if they think too much about rotation, they're going to hit like this. So they might just rotate and rotate. Or on the backhand, they can do like this and they are over rotating, so they don't have enough of a straight line, which is then difficult to hit the ball accurately. On the other hand, players can hit too much in a straight line, so they go like this. They go like this, and that's just straight line, so there's no body rotation. And when there's no body rotation, body doesn't function biomechanically optimally or not using the best of your power. And so somehow we must find the right combination between rotation and a straight line. And so the reason why I was talking before about relaxation and firmness is because these two things match. So when we are relaxed, we are thinking a bit more circular, and when we're accelerating forward, so it's a circular body rotation. But once we come to the contact point, the body rotation has to stop, and then we guide the ball a little bit towards where we want to hit it. So if I hit the ball like this, then in this part, I feel more body rotation. So this is rotation, swinging and rotation. Also on the one-handed backhand there is less rotation, but it's still some rotation, and then the rotation stops and the arm goes. For two-handed backhand is a bit more, so this part is more relaxed and rotation, and then the rotation stops a bit and we transition into a straight line or straighter line. There you go. There you go. So I have some rotation to the ball. Here I have rotation to the ball. One more. I have rotation to the ball. Now when I'm at the ball, I don't want to rotate away. I need to give the ball some direction. So this rotation, and then straight line, and then I rotate again. So backhand, I have rotation and forward, and then I can relax again. So I'll give you one more picture on the ground, how you can visualize how to combine rotation and extension. So here's a simple way to visualize how to combine rotation and a more linear swing or directing the ball. And so this first curve that you see, that is the circular acceleration that happened before. So I'm swinging a bit outwards and upwards, and now when the racket comes about here, I need to start rotating with my body. And so this path of the racket is circular, as you can see. And then I need to direct the ball, so I need to go a bit forward with the ball, and then I also made a line here, curved line, because eventually our body does want to unwind or uncoil, so we don't need to play like this and stop. That would be very uncomfortable. So eventually we do rotate again. And so this is where the confusion oftentimes happens, because the player does not see in their mind's eye this swing path. So they either see too much rotational swing path, or they see a very linear swing path, but actually it's a combination. And so we go a bit from circular to a bit more linear. I want to hit the ball there, and then I will of course rotate because my body still wants to turn. It's not natural to stay like this. And that's why you will see also follow through on this side, and that's what can sometimes deceive your eye, because you see the player just rotating. But inside that rotation there is a staying with the ball, guide the ball, and so on. So let me try one shot. And then you see if you can see that. Yeah, so see if you can see that now in my strokes, that there's a circular, straight, and circular path. So of course this same applies to the backhand. So I'll be back in a second once I move the balls to the other side. So the same principle applies also to the backhand. So I'll show one-handed backhand because I play it, but you can imagine that for two-handed backhand it's the same. We rotate, the left arm extends, and then we rotate again. I'll do for one-handed. So here we go. So first I'm rotating to the ball. I feel some rotation to the ball. Then I want to stay with the ball to give it some direction. But I don't want to stay like this because it's very uncomfortable if I just go like this and straight. So I want to release a little bit, and that's why I will rotate again a bit. That's okay. And now I rotate again because first I want to release this momentum, and secondly I want to get ready for the next shot. So hopefully this gives you a good picture of the swing path of the stroke. How do we combine rotation and a more straight line? So rotation is more body, straight line is more the arm, at least in the fundamental stage. And how do we combine relaxation? There is some relaxation and there must be some firmness, and the firmness is here in a straight line, and relaxation is a bit more behind because we need to get all the swings going very naturally, very easily. We want to create a lag in the wrist, so we can do that only when the wrist is relaxed. And of course, the muscles in the body will stretch a little bit when we are relaxed, and then we can pull them to accelerate the racket. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, and keep in touch.